My name's Patty Garrity, and I just want to talk a little bit about an experience that I've had with my brother Mark. Mark was 24 years old, and Mark was involved in an accident as a pedestrian. An accident that really took our life in a completely different direction. This March will be 25 years of a recovery from traumatic brain injury. My concern and what I'd like to really do is raise awareness for people, especially that are distracted and out there and driving, and knowing that just a few seconds can take a complete different turn, and change your life. And this presentation shows, where we started and what we've gone through. He had a 10% chance of surviving the injury, and we were able to turn that into a lifetime. One of the biggest things that was very scary is, to begin with, Mark was developmentally challenged, so we were not sure what he was going to be able to accomplish, and we waited 3 months for him to wake up, and not knowing what would happen, after that, because he was very high functioning prior to the accident. He was physically fine, he could walk and such like that, but he was developmentally challenged, so they were very concerned about what it would be, that he would accomplish. And he did have to learn everything again.
Keep going. Keep going inside.
Upon waking up, he had to learn to sit up, to hold his head, to eat, and relearn everything. He's been able to do that, over the last number of years. The biggest part of the injury is the traumatic brain injury, and can't always, see the injury. But when someone does injure their brain, it's really an overall injury to the whole person. My biggest concern is that people are not aware of what they're putting at, risk when they're so distracted as we are today, especially with driving, and we're seeing people do everything but drive. They're talking on the phone, they're texting, they're taking selfies at red lights. They're doing all this, and a 5-second distraction can change the rest of your life. For Mark, he was a pedestrian, and he was in the middle of crossing the street, and someone was driving too fast, and he was already in the street. It was just a horrible accident. There was really no way to avoid it. The best way to avoid it may have been, obeying the speed limit, but we don't seem to, people are always moving, too fast. My point is that, a 5-second distraction completely changes your life, and you can't reverse a disability. You learn to live with it. And that's what we've done over the last 25 years, is Mark has learned to live with this injury, and we made the decision that this traumatic brain injury would not run our lives. We would make it fit into ours. And he has been really, as he's still working at it 25 years later, kind of championed that. It would be great to raise awareness for people to know they're putting everything they have at risk by doing something, distracting. But what I think would be really kind of neat is really to ask people to take just like a one-day challenge, where they really don't take the phone, into the car. They shut it off. When I do my commute, and such like that, I kind of put the phone in the console, next to me. So it's, if I were to have to go in there, I'd have to open it, and get it and such like that. But I think it really would be cool for people to take, one day where they, while they're in the car, just shut it off, or put it in the trunk of the car, put it where you can't get it.
Yeah.
Because it's so tempting that even when I'm, driving and I have it, say, in that little console, I'll hear it go off and I'm like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going near it. And for the most part, when I get to my destination and I look at whatever reason it went off or something like that, it's a text that I don't even need. It's something, random, or someone just, saying, what's going on and what are you doing? And that's my biggest thing, is that so many times when we reach for it, it's not even something that we need to know. I think that the scariest thing is that, when I look back over the last 25 years, it was 8 o'clock in the morning when Mark was heading out that day, and at 8:05, that life that we had was gone. It was not going to come back. The way he lived his life literally changed in 5 minutes, and it happens, that quick. And it really is based on, distraction. For the last, 25 years when we were doing, physical therapy, then after 4 years, we went into the gym after his formal therapies stopped. And I've been very impressed to see that he moves as well as he does, especially now with, the aging process and, the injury. By being in the gym, it has kept him, positive mentally and in the best physical shape that he can be in. I'm proud of the fact that Mark's really made this, fit into his life. He wouldn't let it win. So after, that amount of time, we keep going, and there is no stopping. And the difficult part with traumatic brain injury is the recovery part never fully happens. You're always in a state of recovering. It's never over. It's never, complete. It's never done. You have to make it, fit in, to your life. And he's done a really good job at that. And he's inspired me to try not to get roadblocked by certain things, because there's so many things that do come at us. But he never stopped, and he never said, no. He just kept taking it on.
Welcome to see the system. We've had